Hello, I'm Lisa Pogue, and I'll be presenting my final project for ETEC 527 at Texas A&M Commerce. In this class, we dug deeper into the use of Web 2.0 technologies in the education setting. For the teaching piece of my project, I will be presenting a staff development for teachers on critical writing. To get back to the basics after COVID and a year of teaching hybrid and online, our district is focusing on the Fundamental Five. The Learning Technologies Department will be providing support for the teachers as they integrate the Fundamental Five into their classrooms. I chose Google Sites as the LMS for this staff development. It is the best option to curate material for the classroom teachers. I want them to have easy access to the strategies and tools I will be presenting, in addition to any resources I will gather later. Here are 3 GIFs showing quick views of Google Sites. In the written component for this project, I have provided a short video tutorial for the basics of Google Sites. As you can see from the rubric, Google Sites is a great tool for curating information. While I didn't mark it high for creative responses and informing instruction, it could be if you were asking students to create their own Google site. I ranked the application based on how I was using it. The Web 2.0 tool that I chose for this presentation will be Google Jamboard. With this tool, the participants will be able to communicate and collaborate with their peers. I will also be modeling a tool they can use with their students to foster critical thinking and critical writing. The link to the Jamboard can also be added to the Google site. Again, I have provided some GIFs here showing quick views of Google Jamboard, while in the written component, there is a link to my Jamboard tutorial playlist for more detailed information. Google Jamboard is an excellent tool. The application is 100% free to anyone that would like to use it. I find it easy to navigate, but some of my teachers have found some things confusing. It does allow for creativity, but it is limited depending on how the teacher uses it. This tool is extremely versatile. To present the information to the staff, I decided to use Genially instead of my usual go-to Google Slides. I realized the teachers would be tired after their first week back at work and wanted something a little more lively. Genially provides templates that make this easy. I will be adding some interactive components to the presentation. I have provided a link to my Genially in the written component. Just as before, I provided a few GIFs to show you some of the components of how Genially works, and a more detailed tutorial is provided in the other presentation. Keep in mind the Genially link in that presentation is to the start of my presentation. I have been busy preparing for teachers on Monday, and this delivery is not until Friday the 13th. Genially scored more in the middle than Jamboard, and again, it's based on how I'm using it. However, if you had students create their own Genially games, the potential is endless. It was difficult to rank this application on the cost fields we included, which leads me to a weakness in our rubric. Here is an outline of the session I will be presenting and how I will be using the tools I've chosen. For the warm-up, I will be using Jamboard to get the responses to the thinking question. I will have a brief introduction piece on the value of critical writing and improving student learning. I will also plan for frequent, purposeful, small group talk to model good instruction. I will close with a 3-2-1 reflection, asking the teachers to analyze. I will ask them to identify 3 ways to integrate critical writing in their class, 2 strategies they have learned, and 1 thing they are still pondering. 3-2-1 is one of my favorite reflections. I will be summarizing how to utilize listing, summarizing, purposeful note-taking, mind maps, comparison paragraphs, and more in my session at our Renew, Refresh, and Restore conference. I created this media project with Canva for Educators. If you haven't tried their Creator Studio, I do recommend it. It has some fun tools for presentations, and I love the designs. I've enjoyed learning with you this semester and wish you all the best. Since I had a few more seconds, I wanted to show you some of the things that you can do with Genially if you're presenting from it. It won't let me do these since I'm in recording mode, but I did try them out at school and they're really fun. You do get the drum roll, get the confetti and bubbles. When you press the Q for quiet, an emoji comes out and shows you a shh. So it's a fun little tool. I think kids would like it.